Hello dear viewers. This is the Dukas Copy webinar and you are watching the Forex Trading with Rakesh. Today is 8th of September 2022. As I told, my name is Rakesh and I am your host here. I am not a Dukas Copy employee. In the beginning only I must clear this thing that I am not an employee of Dukas Copy. Therefore, whatever I am going to tell or talk about in this webinar, or whatever trading idea that I am going to explain, is of my own. It has nothing to do with the bank. I am just a member of the community. Now, therefore, and as the name suggests, if you have seen that it is trading with Rakesh, and actually it is not only trading, but actually it is technical trading. But to name that, it is very long name. So I want to explain it in the beginning that we will be only talking about the technicals here. I mean only charts and all. We will not be talking about what is going on in which country, or in other words, I must say that we are not going to talk about what is happening in the fundamental in the world fundamentally. So we'll only focus ourselves on the chart. All right. Hello MGA, welcome to the stream, brother. Thank you very much for joining us. So in this stream, we'll be strictly talking about the technicals only, and we already know that everything was already priced into the chart, so we'll just ignore everything else other than the charts. Now, if you are new to the technical analysis or if you're new to the price action trading, I suggest you that you check our playlist. We have two playlists from me. One is the profitable candlestick patterns, because I try to identify the candlestick patterns in my charts, and then I suggest or I plan my trades as per the candlestick patterns. And also there is another playlist which is named as profitable chart patterns. So I also use chart patterns like cup and handle, head and shoulder, wedge, falling wedge, rising wedge, ascending triangle, descending triangle, top, double top, triple top, double bottom, triple bottom, something of that sort. And if you go through those playlists, it will help you in understanding what I'm talking about here. And also it will explain you in detail. In those playlists you will get in detail, in depth knowledge of the psychology behind a pattern to form and psychology behind when a pattern breaks. So you will understand why you should take a position over there in the direction of the trend, as always I suggest. Okay, now at the end of the session I will be taking the questions from the viewers, so I request you to keep your questions to be ready by the time we finish it. We will be finishing in about 40 to 45 minutes. And last but not least, everything that I say in this live stream is for information or knowledge purposes only, and you should do your own research before you put your hard-earned money on the line. So enough with the introduction. Let's quickly go through the risk disclaimer, which is an important part of any webinar. Read through this risk disclaimer, understand the risks involved in the forex trading, and please then only hop on to the video or the webinar. So the first chart, like always, is the dollar index. All right, the dollar index has given us so much today. So let me bring my cursor over here and let me take this screen this side so that I can always see who is there in the chat. All right guys, yes, like this, and easy, and like this. All right, so we are ready almost. Just give me 10 seconds please. All right, here we are. So this is your chart. This is the dollar index, and yesterday we had done some analysis on the 4-hourly. That's why we had this bar here. Actually we were saying that the price after breakdown from here will get rejected at this place. Now if you remember yesterday's stream, fine, my friend MJ was there. He must be remembering that when the price started this candle yesterday, we said that now since this low is broken, the price will find it difficult, or it will act as a good resistance if the price approaches this place. Now if you do not remember that, you can rewind or you can go to that webinar again. It is only of 1 hour, and in the beginning only we had in the end we had explained this actually. So you see, after falling from here, where did the price stop actually? the price stopped at the support zone. Now this is not the line that I have marked today. This is the line that we had marked yesterday, and this was the rectangle that we had marked yesterday. So now on the way up, after taking support from here, the price is again rejected at this area. Okay, you see. Yeah, so now, is the downtrend inevitable? No, we don't know yet, because it is still maintaining the structure. Now you remember what was the structure? The structure was higher low, higher high, and here when it made a low here, now this is the lower low. Of course, the low that the price had made today is 109.29, but if this price here makes another high, then this low will be a part of higher high and higher low. So you're getting my point here? It will become a low after this high here, which was the higher high. This will become another low, and if this will establish itself as a low in the uptrend if there is another high here now, which I think is less likely, because the price is already now in a dilemma. Why in a dilemma? Because here the price has made a higher high. On the other hand, it has already made a lower low also. So now what is going to happen now? What will happen now? That is the question. So the price will start moving within a triangle now. This is how it is done, or you can say it will start moving within this wedge now. And okay, I'll just remove the clutter, my friends. I'll just remove the clutter so that it is easy peasy for you to understand. Okay. Oh, sorry, I think I removed the actual line. So you see, this was okay, this is the new high and this is the new low. This was the previous high and this was the previous low. So I have joined recent two highs and I want to join recent two lows. Okay, I want to join these two lows and this will form a wedge. And now what I'm thinking is that I'm just switching the lower time frame of 1 hour. I think that now the price will start moving like this for time being. Okay, and may inevitably, I mean, it has to break out of this triangle. Either it can break lower or it can break up. Now if you know about the chart patterns which I was talking before, now there are two possible patterns forming here. One is this becomes a falling wedge. Now this is a bullish candlestick patterns. If it breaks upside, it will form another high. That is one thing. Now also notice that this shoulder here, this one here, and this is the reaction low, and then this high, and then this reaction low is almost at the similar level. So there is a possibility that the price will actually, it has already made a high, and eventually if it breaks lower, then it will be a head and shoulder breakdown. You are with me here? Why it is head and shoulder breakdown? Need not to explain, because it is very easy. Okay, shoulder, head, something of this thing, similar thing like this happens. Then how you measure? So you do like this. Okay, you join these two lines and extend it further. Now this becomes your neckline, and when the neckline breaks, the price tend to come back to this neckline very often to test this as the fresh resistance and then go in the direction intended. Now here, this area becomes your key level. Okay, this is an area where we should go short. Now I want to explain it even more clearly, so I will maybe switch it like this. If there is an uptrend, okay, the price is making higher highs and higher lows. In the process, it makes a high which is higher, but it makes another high which is lower. You have to observe what was the previous high. Is it of almost same level? Are the two reaction lows at the same level? Now you have to join the second reaction low and the first reaction low. Okay, and when this extended line breaks, this extended line is now called the neckline. When this extended line breaks, this is the head and shoulder breakdown. Now if this is a head and shoulder breakdown, this price tends to come back to this area again to test this as the fresh resistance. And if I say this is the fresh resistance, what is going to happen here? The price will go back. So the price will start a downtrend. Earlier it was an uptrend. This is considered as the end of an uptrend if it is broken. So where is price going to go now? The price is going to go now like this. All right. So if this is going to happen here, if this has to happen here, the price need to come back somewhere from this place, and it has actually already got rejected once here. It is still trying with some small steam to go upside, but see, these candlesticks are showing that people are not ready to buy at these higher levels, and they are actually trying to sell, or maybe somebody is already looking to make this pattern. So are you with me here? There is a possibility that this pattern will form. Okay, this is just a structure that I am looking at right now, and I want to explain one more thing here. I just noticed when I was like talking to you now, I noticed something, and I want to show you that. Do you really see something here? This was a low. Okay, the price started an uptrend, so it made a low here. Okay, this was a good low. Don't you think that this trend line is almost broken? Or if I consider these lows also, if I incorporate these lows here, or maybe these lows here, don't you think that something is fishy here? Because on 1 hour it has already been broken, then retested, then took support at the major area, and now is again headed, or you can say it entered inside a confluence of resistances. Why I'm saying this is a confluence of resistance? One is this resistance here, because it is a breakdown of this important level. This is already a double top breakdown. If you consider it, this is already a double top breakdown on the 4 hour, because once this high gave a reaction low here, this high broke this reaction low, and now it's coming back to this area to test this as the fresh resistance. Now if that is the case, this is acting as a fresh resistance. Now after breaking this trend line, this is again a fresh resistance area. So this is a confluence of resistance, right? If you just join these two highs here, then again there is a third resistance over here. So there's a lot of resistance here. That's why maybe you are watching current candle is a red candle, and maybe the next candle will drop the price down to 109.34. I'm not making it up. It is just in front of us. This is the price action, and we have to consider it. Although the structure is still intact for an uptrend, but there has been a breach. There has been a breach today. The price has moved lower than 109.34. Of course, it did not close, but it did breach. So it is not valid till now, but it has breached. That means there are bears who are getting stronger than the bulls that were sitting here. So we have to be just careful now, and we try to long dollar. The dollar is long. Okay, the dollar has given 4 candles green, but it is not very good idea to buy dollar at current prices. So my friends, keep an eye on this pattern here. Remember, tomorrow or we had a head and shoulder in the formation. Okay, there's a possible head and shoulder in formation here. So let's make that here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 and approximately 7 8 9 and 10 levels. So let us see how the things unfold, at least on 1 hour on the dollar index. On 4 hour there is not much information, because there's only one candle that has formed. Let us see what happens till tomorrow. Okay, but keep these things in mind, that dollar is very risky now to buy at these levels at least. So where are the key levels now? This recent high of today, 110.76. okay, yesterday's high is a good area of resistance, and also this area now, this rectangle is also a good resistance now for the price. So I will just keep this on my chart for some time. All right guys, and support is near 109.34 in this market. Let's move on to the euro. Euro is actually struggling very much to hold this area of 0.9952. Why I'm saying it is struggling very much, I want to okay, first I want to remove the clutter. I'm sorry, I'm very lazy. After the webinar I don't open my charts, so I don't know why. You may be thinking that why there is so much clutter, because this is from the yesterday's stream. So why it is struggling, I'm saying I'll show you why it is struggling. You see something? A knife falling from the heaven was saved by this level. Okay, you might be thinking, no, it is not 0.9952, it is 0.9929, right? That is what you're thinking. If I just mark this area, oh, this is 0.9929, not 9952. Okay, I will show you something else on the 1 hour. Now what is the level which is saving the euro? What do you say, guys? What is the level? So because the knife was falling from the Eiffel Tower, so it did go down into the ground, but then it settled on the ground. And where is the ground? 0.9952 area is the ground. You're with me here? So this is a very important area, and bulls are trying their best till now to keep this up. Now the problem here is that today I have heard that somebody has what is it called, rates. I don't know which rates, but some rates have been increased. I don't know what exactly that is because I don't do fundamentals. Okay, I just see my charts, and they say as per rate hike the euro should rise. So maybe that's why somebody is trying to buy it out at the bottom, so that in future it will rise, maybe. But from this fall it doesn't look like it should rise. But yes, till the time 0.9952 is holding on my chart, I can safely say that it is going to rise. Okay, I can safely say that it is going to rise till the time 0.9952 is holding on my chart. So I don't know whether rates are hiked or rates are reduced. It really doesn't matter for me because it is already being reflected on my chart. If there is a rate hike, then this will become a bullish pin bar. All right, guys, and this is what it is becoming. So somebody trying to buy here with a small stop loss below this 0.9930 may be a good idea, because after all this price action which was because of the news, it still holds. So there is a lot of buying power here, I must say. Okay, let us see how the things unfold. But right now still 0.9952 is the support, 1.0089 is the resistance in the euro dollar. Nothing much. Pound dollar also, there's nothing much. Yesterday we have seen a bullish pin bar, the price went higher, but I think a rise in the dollar index. Now I'm actually talking against my words, because if the pound falls against the dollar, it is not because the dollar index is rising. So what is it? It is because the pound is falling, so the index is rising. Anyways, here pound is falling, but it is being supported by this falling channel support line, and I think it will keep supporting it, and the price may go back to 1.1608. I have said it very fast that the price may go back to 1.1608. Clara Okadigbo, hello everyone, nice analysis boss, thank you so much, and thank you for joining the stream. Hope you were subscriber already. If not, you can subscribe, it is free. All right, thank you. And what I was talking about here is that this falling channel is giving us some support today, and if I align this analysis with the dollar index falling here and finding a lot of resistance near 110.21 area, then what is the next probability? The next probability that this area will hold and the prices may go back to 1.1608. Let us see what is happening on the 4-hour. All right. So on the 4-hour, we have seen almost, I'm not saying that it's complete. Technically, this is not a bullish engulfing at the support, but how much did it miss from being a bullish engulfing? The high of this candle was 1.1499 and the high of this previous candle was 1.1501. So it is only by 2 pips, but it still will be counted as a bullish engulfing. I hope you don't mind it. Okay. Yeah, I'm your fan. Okay, thank you, boss. So this being a bullish engulfing, I think the low of this candle to be breached is difficult. Also notice that 1.1409 is a low from, I think, 2020. Yeah, let me switch so that we can see it. Yeah, it's 15th of March, the week which ended on 15th of March. I think that was the low. And now the bulls are trying to save that low from being hijacked by the bears. And here, yeah, here it is getting some support again. I am switching it to 4 hours. Bullish engulfing, thereafter a strong support. Okay, you see, every time the price is testing this channel, it is getting supported. So yes, buyers are, there's actually a clear picture because the 4-hour is a big time frame. So I think there is a clear picture that somebody is trying to open the fresh buys as the price is going down. and maybe they will not let 1.1409 to break. What's your thoughts on Euro JPY? Please guys give a thumbs up. Yes, I'm a fan. Streaming problems? What do you mean by streaming problems? Is there anything wrong? MGA, can you tell me what's wrong? Streaming problem. I see everything cool here. Everything is going fine. There's no problem. What are you talking about? Alright guys, maybe a technical glitch with the MGA. MGA, there's a stream is going through me and I have just heard the sounds. All are good. Maybe your internet is giving some problems. Alright, do check it. And if you miss something, you can watch it again. It will be recorded. Okay. So what I was trying to say here is that the bulls are going to protect this 1.1409, but if they are not able to protect it, there is a high possibility that this price will see now after that 1.0759 area, of course, because this is a Fibonacci extension from this level here around 1.5 year back. So it may take time to reach 1.0759, but this is the next level of support in case 1.1409 is breached. All right, but till the time these two levels are holding, now above 1.1608 it's a buy, and below 1.1409 this is sell. Sell means this is not very strong pair against the dollar. No, this is not very strong currency against the dollar. If the 1.1409 is breached, that means there will be nobody to save pound from getting pounded. This rhymes, huh? All right, a little fun, a little humor here and there is okay. So we call it cable. I think the cable will be cut. What do you say, guys? Hey Clara, what do you say? I think the cable will be cut if it falls below 1.1409. Well, with that said, I think we should move to the Australian dollar. Well, Australian dollar is also on the move today, but I'm still bearish on this one. Even if it rises from here, I think it will find some resistances on the way up here. Okay, so here a small head and shoulder is already broken. Even after this break, this level has been already tested as resistance, but now since it has tested the support of 1.6714, from here it rose all the way up to 0.6773, almost 60 points up from the support, but was rejected and has come back to test this 0.6714 again. I'll show you on the 4-hour. You see, after testing this area, the price went all the way up to make a high of 0.6772, and thereafter again it came back to test this level as support, but after getting support here, it is again and again getting rejected from the higher levels. So what does it signify? There is a ball that is bouncing off the ceiling again and again. So where will it go? It will settle at the bottom, or maybe even break through the bottom and go down, because after breaking through this head and shoulder, it has not achieved the targets yet. The targets from here till here are to this point. These are the potential broken head and shoulder patterns targets. So these are 0.6569. To achieve this target, the price has to break below and give us a close below 0.6714 on the daily chart. So everybody is with me on this till now? All right guys, let's move further then. Now there are two possibilities. Either the price go up. If the price goes up, we get another selling opportunity near this area, because this is a confluence of many resistances. And if it goes down, we get another selling opportunity like this. I will show you. There's a possibility that something like this will happen. Okay, if something like this will happen, we'll look for a selling opportunity here. All right, yeah. So 0.6714 after breach or after close below will become a good resistance, and that will give us a good risk to reward ratio, because if we sell somewhere here and keep a stop loss somewhere here, we will still have 30 to 40 pips of stop loss, and we'll have take profit target of approximately 120. It's perfect 1:3 risk to reward ratio. So it does make sense to have a position in Australian dollar below 0.6714 rather than having above it right now. So let's move on to the New Zealand dollar. New Zealand dollar, nothing much on the chart from the daily. Actually, we were expecting the price to go down a bit and then eventually get resistance at 0.6060. Yesterday it did not happen. The price closed higher than this, and we were expecting this level now to act as a support, but it did not. And now, since this is going to close today below this, this may attract sellers when the price approaches this area again from the downside. Maybe we should yeah, yes, do you see something here? When the price closed below it, every time it is trying to go above it, it is finding resistances. Okay, this is not a joke, this is happening. Okay, this is happening. Why this is happening? Because this is an important level. So even if the price goes back to this place, you find it as a support, and eventually it may rise and give us another good opportunity to go short at these levels around on 12th of September. So makes good sense to me. 0.6060 is, friends, still a good resistance. 0.5920 is a good support for the New Zealand dollar. US dollar against the Canadian one. Okay, who remembers about this saying that after reaching this resistance here, the price will come back to test this as a support and then eventually may rise to 1.3223. Of course, the price has not come back here and found support, but still it is on the way. Okay, maybe tomorrow it will come here, maybe it will breach and then go up, but there is a possibility of 1.3223 again in this market. Okay, there is a very much possibility of the US dollar rising against the Canadian dollar. Why? Because the Brent is falling. If the Brent is falling, that means Canadian economy is falling. If Canadian economy is falling, that means their Canadian dollar is falling. If Canadian dollar is falling, that means the US dollar is appreciating against the Canadian dollar. I didn't want to talk about any fundamentals here, but this makes a technical aspect of the trading because this fuel is correlated with the Canadian dollar very much. All right. So 1.3076 is the immediate support and 1.3223 is the immediate resistance in the market. USD CHF, Swiss franc started falling already. US dollar is weak now against the Swiss franc. We can make it out from the dollar index itself. And also notice that yesterday was bearish engulfing at the resistance zone. Okay, bearish engulfing, and there is a follow up. That means the price is going to find some support at the lower levels. Now this needs to be shifted to the future. Okay, we need to do a little adjustment here. Okay, something of this sort may happen now. All right, so this is now not relevant, so I'm removing this. Something of this sort is going to happen now, and we are very close to this because we had already forecasted it. Nobody knows the future, but very close to future is still predicting the futures. This may be going to happen now. The price may find some support here at the falling wedge if it comes to this place, and if it doesn't and goes to all the way down, then 0.9372 is going to be a good support for the USD against the Swiss franc. Now the next target for this one after breaking 0.9885 area is 1.0049 area, because the falling wedge had started from this area only. So this is the valid target of the falling wedge breakout. Where is the resistance? 0.9885 is the immediate resistance and 0.9372 is the immediate support for the USD CHF. CH often makes a range pattern. Let me check. Yeah, often makes ranged pattern CHF, but not against the US dollar, my friend. CHF makes a ranged pattern MGA against the euro, against the European pairs like pound and euro, but not against the US dollar. US dollar is very different from the CHF. You see here, here you will not find the ranged pattern. You see here you will not find the ranged pattern. Here you will find rise, fall, rise, fall, rise, fall, rise, fall, rise, fall. Well, where is the range here? Okay, here to some extent you can say, okay, this was range bound here, but Swiss franc, okay, here also there was a pattern. Here there was a range, okay, and this range broke. Now After breakout, it came back to this area, found support here. Now it is on the verge of rising, so it will keep rising. Yeah, now you are asking, you're saying that this is CHF makes a range. This makes range against euro. Okay, I'll show you how. CHF tends to make ranged patterns, but it is with respect to euro. So you see here, this is the daily chart, my friend. Euro is going nowhere against the Swiss franc, and after this fall from here to say this area, again it went sideways. After fall, it again went sideways, and sideways only. Thereafter this breakout, sideways move, fall, rise, fall. Okay, this is again sideways move. So this is against the euro. I hope you get my point here. This sideways move is against euro and the pound. Otherwise, Swiss franc against the US dollar moves very fast. I hope you are not offended by this, but I wanted to correct. Okay, you don't mind if I correct you. So USD CHF here has broken out and wedge is broken. So we may find some support here or maybe here. I want to add a confluence here. Why? Because this is important. It is a horizontal support and the falling wedge resistance line, which may act as a support now. So there are two supports here. So that's why this is an important area. Talking about USD JPY, we are not going to sell it until 130.39 is broken. Now we are not going to sell until 139.38 is broken, because this is a fresh support. So 139.39, yeah. But of course it is not a upswing pivot. Upswing pivot is still here, but now this is the next support. I don't think it is going to be broken soon. 146.98 is the target of this broken high after this Fibonacci extension that we have created, and there doesn't seem like the bulls are ready to cover their positions, or the sellers are not entering this market. So the US dollar is rising like as if it is a straight ladder to the upside. There's no inclination, there's a straight ladder. So I think 146.98 is not very far from the US dollar. Where is the resistance? Okay, 146.98 is the resistance and 139.38 is the support. There's nothing that we can do about this pattern, okay, about this pair. So just stay away from this one now. The bus has already been missed. Okay, so somebody was talking about the 18.30 area. Since 18.30 failed, and it failed at 18.57, so this became our new level, and now this level is acting as resistance when the price is going up here. But this was mainly because of the weak dollar yesterday, that the silver had risen it against it yesterday. But today, when the dollar is strong, silver is falling again, and now it has come into a range of 18.30 to 18.57. Now whichever side it breaks down or breaks out, that only will decide the fate of silver against the dollar. Okay, so 18.57 on the upside, 18.30 on the downside. Gold is also somewhat range bound. 1808 is the level where we want to buy it if it goes above that, and 1681 is the level where we want to sell it if it goes below that. Till the time these two levels are holding, I don't think that we should even enter, because there is a very sideways movement, and this level is bound to break today or tomorrow. I mean, in coming days it is definitely going to break, and when it breaks, I think that will be the time for us to enter the market. Now it is entering this triangle, this small triangle here. I will make that triangle. Okay, so let the market go beyond this triangle, either below or above, and then we will trade it. Okay, till that time we will not enter this gold area. So why I'm saying that Brent is falling, yesterday it gave a close well below the support of 90.22. now the bulls are actually going up again to test that broken area of support, to test it whether it is now fresh resistance, or they may go up. Okay, they may go up, but I think they will not be able to break this area, because this was a very good support in the past, and if nobody was able to save this from breaking, I think those who have been stopped out because of their stop losses getting triggered here, they will try to enter this bandwagon of the downside, and they will jump in, become the sellers, fresh sellers, and push the market down to 86.46. okay, this is just a market psychology. This is how it works. But don't forget that 86.46 is the level which was a very good resistance in the past, and expect this to act as a good support when the price comes to this level. So what I am essentially saying here, let me switch to the 4-hour and make you understand. So what I'm saying here is that the possibility is, okay, I will also draw a line so that there's more reason for us to open short positions. You see this falling trend line. So don't you think that somebody is watching this trend line and opening his sell positions at the test of this trend line? Well, I think so. Okay, now if you also agree with me, press that thumbs up, give me a like. Okay, I need that like. So I'm trying to add odds in your favor. So this trend line and this horizontal line, now this horizontal line is an area of support. It has been breached. That means now it becomes an area of resistance. This is another area of resistance. If there are two reasons for us to open the short position, don't you think that we can take that risk? We can short our positions near 19.22 and keep our stop loss higher than 91.49. well, for that you need to calculate how much is your target. Now if your target is here 357, you should have minimum 120 pips of stop loss. That's it. If your stop loss is more than 120 pips, I think you should not open that position, because this is a risk management technique that we do. So we need something in our favor so that this risk to reward ratio is not less than 3. Now if it is less than 3, I think we should not even open that trade, but we will just focus and see how the things happen here. All right friends, I noticed some problem with the stream. I noticed some problem with the stream and I stopped talking, okay, so that you don't miss anything. So what I was saying is that if we see that the risk to reward ratio is not good here, we will not open this trade, but we can keep this in our journal, in our trading journal, so that we know how the things happen when they reach a zone of resistance or the confluence of resistance after breakdown. Okay, keep a note this. Okay, I will just keep it easy for you. I will make this something like this. Okay, this is what we have thought about it, and let us see how the things unfold tomorrow. All right, talking about the euro against the Australian dollar, nothing new here, although the price breached higher than 1.4805 today. Yesterday it was not breached. Yesterday's high was 1.4801. Today's high was 1.4881. That's too much, and we are expecting the price to go to 1.45277 area here. Also notice that the price has been rising for a long time here. I think 1 2 3 4 3 red and 5 6 7 days rise and 3 days fall. This is not a very healthy thing. I think the price needs some pullback, and then if it rises it will be good. And pull back to what extent? Maybe it can fall to this extent, to this rising channel support, and then rise further. That is what I think it is gonna do, because overall euro is gonna rise and Australian dollar is gonna fall. You remember, euro is gonna rise because it is finding support here. Australian dollar, as per our analysis, is gonna fall, because even if it rises, it is gonna fall from here. So that is why I'm expecting euro against Australian dollar to rise further to 1.5277. That is the minimum. I think it may go further, but this is the minimum that I think it should achieve. US dollar against the South African rand. Yesterday we were thinking that the price has given us a bearish pin bar, and now it should come back to 70.05 or maybe even breach it lower and then go and test this level. But this did not happen as we had thought, because of the strong US dollar across the board. Okay, strong US dollar actually has made it a hangman. Now we call it a hangman, or what is the name of this? Gravestone doji, you call it? Okay, whatever it is, this is a bullish hangman, I must say. Hangman is when okay, what is hangman? First I must tell you what is hangman. So hangman is a man and he is hanging like this. All right, a candlestick pattern of this sort. means hangman. Now what is the psychology behind this pattern here? What is the psychology behind this pattern here, my friends? This single candlestick. The psychology is that the price was rising. All right, I must explain this to you so that you have an understanding. The price was rising, and while it was rising, it made a candlestick like this. Okay, now this indicates that there was a lot of bullish power, and I mean at the lower levels there was a lot of bullish power. Okay, I must show it like this, because after closing here, the price opens here, goes higher, and then okay, goes below and then rises to this place. That means at the lower levels there are a lot of buying power, and it has pushed the prices to close higher. It may be a green or maybe a red candle. Okay, now when next day the price opened, it closed the day lower than this candle. Now what does it mean? It means all the bullish power that was here, the bulls came in here, and this candle, this next day, it closed lower than this low of yesterday. That means all the bulls are now out of the market. Their stop losses are taken, or their souls are taken, I must say. Now if their souls are taken by the sellers here, that means the entire bullish action here is negated. That means now there will be only downtrend, yeah, rejection. Okay, so because this is the inverse of what I have explained you here, so that means all the bearish price action that had taken place yesterday is negated. Now that gives us a lot of information about this one. This gives us an information that whenever the price falls from here, now the bulls will do a re-entry, and they will try to push the prices back towards 70.7830 area. Okay, this is what technical analysis tell me, or the price action tell me. But let us see how the things unfold in the future. Okay, now these two things are not possible because the price has already breached this area. So let us see how the things unfold tomorrow, or maybe day after. USA Tech, nothing new. USA 500, nothing new. Okay, this one is interesting. I'll open the 4 hour. This is Chinese yuan, my friend. Okay, you see, yesterday we were somewhere here at the breach of this candle. It went lower, and then again it came back to retest this area as a resistance. Now friends, this ellipse is from yesterday. If you want to find, you can find it in the previous webinar. This ellipse we had created yesterday, that if the price goes and closes below this, which it did, then this area is going to be an area of resistance, and this happened. This became a resistance, and now the price is not able to breach the 6.9753 area. Although the US dollar is rising across the board, it is not able to go beyond this level against Chinese yuan. So what does it implies? It implies there are more losses on the way of dollar against the Chinese yuan, or you can say yuan is getting stronger than the US dollar. All right, the last thing that we can do is make a trend line and just see when it gets breached. Okay, when it gets breached, we will know for sure that now US dollar is going to fall against the Chinese yuan. This is one way of doing it. I tend to keep most of the lows within this line. Some people just want to add the swing lows. If this was the swing low, some people try to do it like this. So there's still more time for us to know whether it is still breached or not. Okay, so let us see how the things unfold about this also. With this, friends, I am done. But somebody of you was saying about Euro JPY. Clara Okadigbo was saying about Euro JPY. Clara, you are still there? If you are there, Clara, then I will do it. If you are not there, then there's no point of doing Euro JPY. Clara, shout out for me if you're there. Okay, even if you're not there and you come back to this, maybe then you can watch what we had to say. Okay, Clara is still there. So the approach, my approach about any technical is a top-down approach. So I tend to open the monthly charts first and have a look at it. What does it say? And then I switch to the lower charts. All right, so let us see what it has to say. All right, Clara, you are there and I'm here for you, don't worry. So let us see how the things are unfolding in the Euro JPY. Although because it's a Japanese pair, I mean yen cross, so it must be rising already, although euro is falling. But let us see how euro can rise against the yen. Okay, Just give me some time to load the data. The old data takes a lot of time in this one. All right, the charts are loaded. Nice. So this is the monthly chart. What do we have here? This seems like a W formation. There was something interesting from this high here. From this high here, there was something interesting, and from this low here, there was something interesting. This high was broken, and price tend to take some support at these levels here. Okay, again it was support, and now the price is rising. Okay, the market is in an uptrend here. Okay, from this low, if you take account, it is uptrend, but if you take account from this high, and this is a lower low, this low and high and lower low, a higher high, higher low, lower high, higher low. So this was a symmetrical formation, a symmetrical something forming here. Actually, I must include this, and then I should include this. So this was a symmetrical, then okay, after that the price has given us a higher high. Till the time this high is not broken, we cannot be sure that if it is the higher low or not, because after the, okay, sorry, I must unlock this. Okay, so you see, after this high was made, I think convert it in an ellipse. After this high was made, the price made a low here. Okay, a low here, and this low can only be treated as a new higher low if this price action makes a higher high than the previous one. So the previous high was 144.27, and this current high is 144.32. So it is not that significant, but it is still a higher high. Now if it is a higher high, this becomes a significant low, or you can say it becomes a higher low, and this becomes now an important low, at least on the monthly chart. All right, I am talking about the long term. Now if you switch to the weekly, what is the structure here? Well, after the break of this 133.39, this became a good support once, this became a good support true, and now it has become a rectangle pattern here. You understand rectangle pattern? Rectangle pattern is a range. 133 to 143.75 area is the range. Now this range seems to be breaking anytime soon. If the euro starts rising from here, I think this is going to break. Now this is the weekly. All right, this is the weekly, but this has been a good resistance, so expect some price action on the lower side from here. Let us see and check it on the daily. So on the daily, what was happening here? After that, okay, after test of this, the price went to only this place. It again tried, but was eventually broken down. So yeah, something happened here. I'm going to show you that. So this is what it was, or you can say this is what it was. All right, after this breakdown here, the price came to retest this area as a fresh resistance. All right, this area became the fresh resistance, and this resistance pushed the prices back to the support zone. This was the support zone. Okay, or you can say the previous broken resistance gave it a support. Now after this support, the price again went to retest the resistance. Now this is the time when it is actually testing that resistance already. This very day we are talking here, it is testing that resistance. Now how the future will unfold? There are two possibilities from here. Either it will come back like this, range bound, or it can break higher than this and make new high. Now if it makes a new high, till what level it can go? Now that is the answer that we have already. So whenever a rectangle is broken, from the breaking point, it makes a target equal to the range of that rectangle. So what is the next target if it is broken? 155.15 on Euro JPY will be the next target if it closes a day higher than these highs which it had formed. All right, If we see a green candle closing higher than this, that will open up the way to 155 in Euro JPY, 155.15. Or how you are going to trade that? Well, you have given us a very good trade here, Claire, actually, I must say. Friends, why I'm saying, I'll explain that also. Expect something like this to happen soon. Okay, why? Because Euro is taking support at 0.9952. The interest rates have been hiked, as some my friend is saying that interest rates are hiked. That means the bigger scenario, or you can say if you see the hawk eye view, you know that Euro is going to rise. Okay, Euro is going to rise. Now if Euro is going to rise, it is going to rise against the yen also. It is going to rise against the yen also, and everything is rising against yen. Then why not Euro? So when Euro starts rising against the Japanese yen, it may eventually break out of it. And when it breaks out, you will not buy it. You will wait for the next opportunity at the test of the support. Why? Because it gives you a very good risk to reward ratio. I'll explain you because you are new here. If you say buy at the breakout like 145.45, you will have a stop loss below this one, 250 points, and you will have a target of almost 1000. You will have 1:4 risk to reward ratio. Now if you come back and let it come back here and give it gives you some bullish pin bar or some bullish engulfing here, then maybe you buy at 145.14. your stop loss will still be somewhere here, 200 points, and you will have a target of 1000, and you will have 1:5 risk to reward ratio. So you will decrease your risk if you buy close to this broken resistance. Okay, so that's all I want to say, guys. If you have any queries, any questions, you can ask me now in the chat. I'll be very happy to answer those questions. And if there is any particular your favorite pair that you want me to talk about, let's talk about that. And if you have any friends, you can share with them what you're talking about here, and maybe we can do something interesting someday. Maybe I'm thinking a lot about how to make this webinar more and more interesting. Maybe we can add your voice to this webinar by inviting you on the call to talk. Well, guys, I think we are done for today. And in the end, I don't want to skip this part. I hope you get some idea about the support and the level of resistances that are of interest in the coming hours and days. Just keep in mind to never risk more than 1% of your capital on any single trade, and look for a potential profit of more than 3 times the risk that you're going to take. Now, with this note, I shall end this live stream. Please press the like button if you find this useful for you. Leave your suggestions in the comment section and consider subscribing to the channel for more such webinars. We do this webinar every day at 16:30 except Sunday and Saturdays. So yeah, you get notifications also on JForex. So be there. I wish you and your family a very happy and profitable day. Thank you for watching.